The film begins with a scientist and his daughter, V, both bearing a strange mark on their faces that diminishes their beauty. The scientist has set up a lab in his own home and has been conducting experiments on something for a long time. At that moment, V is drawing a picture of a flower on paper, known as the crop flower. Her dad starts telling her about this flower, that it has immense healing power and is found growing deep in the jungles only after many years. The scientist reveals that he has used this flower in his experiments several times before. Anyway, after many days, the scientist creates a serum that can hide the mark on his face. In reality, he has developed a serum capable of fusing the tissues of two things together. While doing all this, he cuts a piece of skin, mixes his created chemical into it, and sticks it on his face. As soon as it touches his face, that skin piece starts growing on its own. Its tissues begin regenerating, and now the skin slowly starts covering his mouth as well. Seeing this, he panics terribly. This wasn't his intention at all, what's happening now. He only wanted to remove the mark on his mouth. But that skin piece has covered his entire mouth. Terrified, the scientist cuts into the area of his lips. Yet, even after cutting, it keeps rejoining. His skin, his eyes, nose, everything keeps spreading. He repeatedly cuts his lips, nose, ears, everywhere. Watching him do all this, V gets scared. And finally, in fear, V stabs her dad with a knife and kills him. This accident completely shatters V. She has taken her own dad's life, and now no one is left. As time passes, V continues studying. She was excellent in studies just like her dad, and that's why she gets a scholarship to a major university in the US. She leaves the home where she lived and moves to the US. It turns out that in the US, V is going to live with her aunt, who has a daughter named Angie. Angie isn't happy about V's arrival because she has to share her room. Anyway, V goes to the room and sets up a small temple, placing her dad's picture in it, and starts worshipping him. In fact, she considers her own dad as her god. After some time passes, we see some of her dad's notes and items, and here we learn that V is still conducting the same experiment that caused her dad's death. The next day is V's first day at university. On the way there, she meets a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk. His face is utterly unwatchable because it's severely disfigured. V stares at him for a while. When she asks which way the university is, the man helps her, and then V leaves. Upon arriving in class, the teacher happily introduces V because she scored 100% on the entry test, the first time in years this has happened. After class ends, V goes to the science lab and tries to take some things from there. While doing so, her professor spots her and asks, "What are you doing here?" V explains that she needs to conduct some experiments, so she's here to get some items. The professor says taking things like this isn't allowed, but if you become my lab assistant, you can use the things here. V tells the professor that her father was also a scientist, and she wants to carry his research forward. She has the research diary in her hand, which the professor looks at and becomes extremely surprised. After V leaves, he researches V's dad and learns that he truly was a genius scientist. But due to lack of funding, he couldn't fully work on any of his experiments. The scene shifts, and on the other side, we see V's cousin Angie's two friends come to the house. They start messing with V's belongings, and during this, they find some blood-filled tools, experiment-related items, and creepy experiment pictures. Seeing them, all three get scared.
Anyway, the next day arrives, and we see Angie still sitting with her two friends. V feels good seeing them. She wants to make friends like this too, so she approaches them, extends the hand of friendship herself, and offers them all lunch. As soon as they see the mark on V's face, everyone starts avoiding her. They weren't ready, but after thinking far ahead, they agreed to go to the restaurant. But there, when they see V eating in a weird way, everyone leaves her alone in the restaurant and runs away. V packs all the food and, coming outside, gives it to the homeless man whose face was ruined. Sitting there, she starts talking to the homeless man because today she looks very sad. She tells the homeless man, "This mark on my face makes me look very ugly." Hearing this, the homeless man says, "That's not true. You look very good just the way you are." While talking to him, V feels somewhat good. When she's about to proceed home from there, she meets her professor on the way, who also gives her a lift. Actually, he has come with a proposal for her. He says, "I will help you complete this research," but he needs V's permission because it's her dad's research. Hearing this, V gets happy and agrees because the professor is the first person helping her.
The very next day, they start working on the experiment. Their experiments continue for many days, but still nothing is achieved, meaning their experiment isn't working. All their hard work seems wasted. They aren't getting the desired results, and frustrated by this, the professor decides to shut down the experiment. On this day, when V looks sad, that's when Angie's friend Alex arrives in the lab. Actually, she has come to apply for lab assistant, and the professor accepts her request too. While going home, she goes with V and on the way apologizes for the previous days and befriends her. At that time, Alex has a poster with the picture of the same flower that her dad used in his experiments. Seeing this, a lot of ideas start cooking in V's mind. She learns that this flower is displayed in a nearby exhibition. Reading this reminds her of her dad's words that this flower is very essential for their experiment. So she decides she will obtain this flower at any cost. At night, she sneaks to the nearby farmhouse and steals the flower from the exhibition. She takes the flower straight to the science lab and starts her experiment there. In the science lab, the professor and Alex are already hiding and sitting. V is so engrossed in her experiment that she doesn't notice them. She extracts some essence from the flower and adds it to her experiment. After that, she cuts her foot skin, splits it into 2 pieces, and applies the serum on it. Surprisingly, the serum joins the 2 skin pieces together. Now where she had removed her skin from, she applies the same serum there and attaches her own skin piece. In no time, the skin regenerates, meaning new skin starts forming there again. The professor watches all this in amazement from the window. He immediately sends Alex away from there and then approaches V asking, "What exactly are you doing?" Here V explains to the professor how the flower serum has made their experiment successful. Now their experiment is working. While she is showing her foot skin to the professor, at that moment Alex misunderstands something, gets jealous of both, takes weird pictures of V, then scalds V, and V leaves from there. V gets flustered by Alex coming there like this. In panic, she leaves her notebook in the lab too. Seeing it, the professor becomes very happy. By now, Alex has sent V's photos to V's cousin Angie too. Meanwhile, the professor here gets busy trying to translate V's dad's diary into English. Angie gets extremely angry seeing those pictures, and in anger destroys many of V's things in her room. When V enters her room and sees its condition, she feels very hurt, and suddenly from behind, Angie attacks V. V tries to defend herself, but Angie is putting full force into hitting V. In this, V picks up a pen lying nearby to hit Angie and push her away, but the pen stabs into Angie's throat. It goes right through her throat and Angie dies right there. Although V had no intention of killing her, Angie still dies. In panic, she lifts Angie's body and takes it to the bathroom to hide. Now what does she do with this body? Weird thoughts start coming to her mind.
Right there, she starts cutting Andy's skin. After removing the entire skin from Angie's face, she injects her created serum into her own face and attaches the whole skin to her face. V's tissues and Angie's skin tissues merge together. V starts looking exactly like Angie. Until now, Andy's mom had gone somewhere. As soon as she returns home, she mistakes V for her daughter Angie, hugs her, and starts loving her. V finds this a good path. She hasn't just changed herself into V. In the morning, she wears Andy's clothes, styles like Angie, and starts enjoying Andy's life. When she goes to university, first she meets Angie's boyfriend. This is the first time a boy has come so close to her. V feels very good. Now with Angie's face, she starts enjoying Andy's life, and she realizes that life in V's body was very boring. Angie had good friends, she had a boyfriend, she had a loving mom. She even goes on a date with Angie's boyfriend. There, when the two are getting close, suddenly Angie's skin starts peeling off V's face. Seeing this, the boy loses his senses. He panics because it looks very creepy. So scared, the boy starts running backward. While running back, he doesn't realize there's a slope behind, falls down, and dies himself. Seeing all this, scared, V comes home and starts searching for her dad's notebook because that notebook might have the secret to permanently attaching the skin. But she doesn't find her dad's notebook because it's with the professor. But at that time, there was a little serum left which she extracts and injects into her skin again to regain Angie's face.
On the other side, the professor is shown who has now set out in search of the flower that can make the experiment successful. While searching for the flower, the professor gets a call from his translator, who is actually translating the notebook. He starts saying that these experiments can prove very dangerous in large quantities. Doing this experiment can also bring risk. In fact, in clear words, he is telling the professor to stop these experiments immediately. But the professor isn't listening to a word. Now V comes to the lab searching for her dad's book, but she doesn't see her dad's book anywhere because the professor had given it to his translator. So she immediately calls the professor, and the professor tells her, "Yes, the book is with me, but now you won't get it because I'm going to make these experiments famous in my name." Hearing this, V gets very angry, but she can't do anything, so she quietly leaves from there. As soon as she exits the university, she spots a girl named Eve. She learns that Eve also has an affair with the professor. Now to take revenge on the professor, she, as Angie, invites Eve to the house and Eve comes too. As soon as she arrives, in anger, V attacks her. Eve also gets worried and to save herself, hides and reaches the garden. But V catches her there too and attacks her with a drill machine, killing her. After killing Eve, she removes Eve's skin too and attaches it to her face. Now changing from Angie, she starts looking exactly like Eve. She also styles her hair like Eve and wears clothes like Eve, becoming completely like Eve. By looking at her phone, she copies Eve's style too, so that no one can recognize her. During all this, we see that her neighbor's dog is barking a lot seeing all this. So the neighbor calls the police. But when the police come home, they see Eve in a towel and leave without saying anything. The next morning when she goes to university with Eve's face, she starts feeling very good because Eve was a very popular student here. Everyone gets happy seeing her. Now in Eve's form, she goes to the professor's house. She knows she'll get her dad's notebook from here. The professor also doesn't know that it's V in Eve's form. He lets her enter the house. V searches the entire house for her dad's notebook, but the book isn't found anywhere. In anger, she comes back. At night, for the 2 murders she has committed, first she disposes of the bodies. She throws Angie and Eve's bodies into the pool and then starts checking Angie and Eve's mobiles. There she finds the picture of herself and the professor that Alex wanted to use to defame her. She now uses this same picture against the professor and emails it to the authorities. When the authorities learn that the professor is using girls for his benefit, they immediately get the professor arrested by the police. But the professor has a lot of authority too. The very next day he gets bail and comes home, restarting the experiments there that were actually V's dad's. Following the steps, finally he also prepares the serum and tries to join 2 skin tissues. With surprise, due to this chemical the 2 skin tissues join, meaning his experiment also succeeds. After this success, the professor has no bounds to his happiness. During this, here we see that we, meaning Eve, arrives here. Actually, we in Eve's form arrives here. This excites the professor a lot, and he seats her in the living room and goes to get something to eat and drink for himself. Now V needs her dad's notebook here. As soon as he leaves, she starts searching for her notebook, and then she finds the serum in the cabinet that the professor has just made. Taking the serum, she runs away from there without delay. Upon her running away, the professor gets a little suspicious and opens his cabinet to see, and there his made serum is missing. At night, V is now at her home with her real face. Then Alex comes to her and tells her that their two friends have disappeared in a strange way. She was very sad about this. V hugs her and supports her. Alex now wants drink water, so when she opens the fridge, she sees that cut parts of her two friends' bodies are kept in the fridge. Seeing this, she loses her senses and starts screaming. Before anyone can hear her screams, or she goes out to tell someone, immediately V covers her mouth with cling wrap and strangles her, murdering her too. She hasn't hidden her body yet when her house doorbell rings. The professor has come. Outside, he sees the lock open and enters the house again. Inside the house, V is sitting in a very strange manner. As soon as the professor sees her, she starts laughing strangely. This also feels very weird to the professor. But here, when she congratulates the professor on succeeding in their experiment, the professor also gets happy. But then, V says in anger, "This isn't yours, it's my dad's experiment." The professor now ignores V's words and heads towards the fridge to get his serum. As soon as he opens the fridge, seeing the dead bodies there, his breath stops. Now controlling this man becomes quite difficult, but V shows cleverness here too and injects a knockout shot into the professor's neck, making him unconscious. After a while, when Professor regains consciousness, he sees that V has removed the skin from his entire body. Seeing this, he starts screaming loudly.
Now, V fills the serum and applies it to the professor, then attaches a skin piece to his body. This skin starts growing on its own. Just like in the film's starting scene, it started growing on V's dad scientist's face. At that time, V puts a straw in the professor's mouth. Except for the straw, the skin starts spreading everywhere on his body. Due to the skin, the professor starts suffocating, and in a short while, he dies. Before dying, the screams he made are heard by his neighbor, so the neighbor informs the police again. Seeing the police coming, V panics and runs out of the house because she knows now she will be caught. The police also see her running and chase her. To catch her, she reaches the homeless man and asks for help. The homeless man already considers V good because V has always behaved well with him. On V's saying, the homeless man hides her in his sheet, and the police can't find her. While suddenly sitting here, for V the serum she had breaks accidentally. Due to the serum breaking, the homeless man and V's tissues start merging together. Their bodies also start fusing with each other and both turn into a strange monster. V can't do anything now. Turned into a monster, she sits there. Then she sees her aunt who has come there searching for her daughter Angie. She couldn't tell her aunt about Angie, meaning here it is confirmed that this thing called serum that was made had become so cursed that whoever came near it, their destruction happened. And with that, this story ends here. To watch and understand more such movie explanation videos, don't forget to write next in the comments below. Thanks for watching.